Rabbi Lenore Bohm she's a community rabbi. Pastor Bill Harmon, he's omnipresent as far as I can tell. He's a director of development at the Grauer School. And we have a new person, our midst, Brother Pranavananda from the Self-Realization Fellowship. Also new to our community, Billy Type. He's the cantor at Temple Solel. So please, Rabbi Jeff Brown from Temple Solel as well. Reverend Madison Shockley from Pilgrim. And Dr. Christina Tillotson from Seaside. Bijon Ser from the Encinitas Baha'i community. Mirza Beggs from the Islamic community in North County. Doug Remsen from St. James. Gagandeep and Roman from the Sikh community. Toshiko Modaset, Unification Church. Thank you. Lori Sheets from Seaside. Jim Knuckles from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Brad Wisconsin from the Buddhist community. Thank you. Farzana Mobeen, who almost spoke initially there. She's from the Baha'i community, Solano Beach. Probably the most important person in the house, Patty Harmon, from the community. Betsy Barnhart, an ordained elder in the Christ Presbyterian Church in Carlsbad. Thank you, Betsy. And we are blessed. Let's see. Where's my pen? Oh, and Maggie Houlihan, who will be speaking in a minute. Our deputy mayor. And my wife is somewhere here. There she is. Pastor Laura Zeal from Bethlehem Lutheran. Thank you. And I would like to invite Maggie up to share the President's Thanksgiving proclamation. So excited to have her with us. Always an active part in our Interfaith community, Mayor's Prayer Breakfast, and what a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, it is absolutely my pleasure to be able to join everyone tonight. And I have to say, I'm such an active member that with the Interfaith Ministerial Council, we're working on a citywide blessing of the animals that's going to be happening probably within 3 to 4 months, because we never want to forget our four-legged and two-legged non-human companions. Anyway, before I give the President's proclamation, and I've already read it, and I really like the words that he chose, and he's saying things that are so important, but just a couple things I wanted to add. There was a little Mutz cartoon last year that I think was so important, and what it said was, the greatest gift of Thanksgiving is to be grateful for that which you already have. That is so important. And then there's another thing that I always like to share this. A friend shared this with me. It's from the Buddhist tradition, but I think really it's from many traditions. And she said, there's two kinds of people in the world, really. Those who see the world in scarcity and those who see the world in abundance. Those who see the world in scarcity think that there's only so much of anything, not enough love, not enough supplies, so they spend their lives trying to protect what they have and amass more. And I know in this audience tonight we have people who see the world in abundance, that the more you give, the more you love, the more you work and join together as our interfaith. We have all of these religions together tonight. The more people work together, the more there is for everyone. And that's what's so exciting to me about being here. And here's a man that I have to tell you I'm very thankful for. I have never seen any president so targeted as President Obama has been, and yet you look at him every day and he's still out there moving forward, sharing messages, taking the time. Yes, it did come from the press secretary, but I know how it works. He had a lot to do with what went into this. So, dated November 23rd, a beloved American tradition, and boy is it. Thanksgiving Day offers us the opportunity to focus our thoughts on the grace that has been extended to our people and our country. This spirit brought together the newly arrived pilgrims and the Wampanoag tribe, a tribe that had been living and thriving around Plymouth, Massachusetts for thousands of years, in an autumn harvest feast centuries ago. This Thanksgiving Day, we reflect on the compassion and contributions of Native Americans whose skill in agriculture helped the early colonists survive and whose rich culture continues to add to our nation's heritage. We also pause our normal pursuits on this day and join in a spirit of fellowship and gratitude for the year's bounties and blessings. Thanksgiving Day is a time each year dating back to our founding when we lay aside the trouble and disagreements of the day and bow our heads in humble recognition of the providence bestowed upon our nation. Amidst the uncertainty of a fledgling experiment in democracy, President George Washington declared the first Thanksgiving in America, recounting the blessings of tranquility, union, and plenty that shined upon our young country. In the dark days of the Civil War, when the fate of our union was in doubt, President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed a Thanksgiving Day, calling for the Almighty hand to heal and restore our nation. In confronting the challenges of our day, we must draw strength from the resolve of previous generations who faced their own struggles and take comfort in knowing a brighter day has always dawned on our great land. As we stand at the close of one year and look to the promise of the next, we lift up our hearts in gratitude to God for many blessings for one another and for our nation. This Thanksgiving Day, we remember that the freedoms and security we enjoy as Americans are protected by the brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces and all those people at home who are keeping the home fires burning while they're away. These patriots are willing to lay down their lives in our defense, and many have, and they and their families deserve our profound gratitude for their service and sacrifice. This harvest season, we are also reminded of those experiencing the pangs of hunger or the hardship of economic insecurity, and you know that Lauren from Community Resource Center is going to be speaking tonight. Let us return the kindness and generosity we have seen throughout the year by helping our fellow citizens weather the storms of our day. As Americans gather for the time-honored Thanksgiving Day meal, let us rejoice in the abundance that graces our tables, in the simple gifts that mark our days, in the loved ones who enrich our lives, and in the gifts of a gracious God. Let us recall that our forebears met their challenges with hope and an unfailing spirit, and let us resolve to do the same. Now therefore I, Barack Obama, not me but him, on his behalf, President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim Thursday, November 25th, 2010, as a National Day of Thanksgiving. I encourage all the people of the United States to come together, whether in our homes, our places of worship, community centers, or any place of fellowship for friends and neighbors, to give thanks for all we have received in the past year, to express appreciation to those whose lives enrich our own, and to share our bounty with others. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand this 23rd day of November in the year of our Lord, 2010, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 235th. Signed, Barack Obama. And so tonight, we have started that celebration that he asked us to do tomorrow. We've started tonight. So it's going to be a great evening. Thank you all.